Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the MASE and SHADY show. I don't know why I'm whistling. Hey MASE, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm alive. No, I'm a survivor. How you
1,
doing?
2, 3, 4, 5. I'm alive. We
Yes.
here. We is
Hey,
here.
Robin. Hey, Nola.
Thank you,
How are
everybody.
you
who
doing?
is here.
How do you get through this messy week?
I've been ripping and running all week. It's been a trying week for me personally. It's a lot of different stuff going on, coming in from different angles, but I can handle it. And I'm happy to be here with y'all. This is like I've been ripping and running all day, so I just got home like an hour ago. So, if you can imagine.
Well, hopefully this coming week will not be so hectic for you.
Oh, hopefully it won't, but it's gonna get better. But how you doing? How's your weekend?
Just trying to be a survivor. Trying to keep my ear to the ground and trying to be a survivor.
And staying out the mess.
Yeah, it's like,
So let's get started.
You know, people who should have stayed out the mess or maybe out the gym.
Let's talk about, that's exactly where I was going. We can't even go to, well, I'm not even mad at this story about Takashi going to LA Fitness and getting beat up by the Latin Kings allegedly.
Yeah, this was sad. I don't think he deserved to get his ass whipped like that. Nobody deserved to get the beat down.
What do you
like
mean
that.
He didn't deserve it? He put so many black men in jail for doing the same thing he was doing.
But you know what? I blame them black
men. He was snitching.
But you know what?
And snitches get stitches.
Well, you know what?
Allegedly.
I blame the guys that you let him in the circle, like you let the rat in. Like you let this rat in and you wanted him to be a part of your circle. He's sitting there looking like Rainbow Bright.
They let him in the circle because he was bringing in the money. He was bringing in the funds.
And so this is what you get. And if he ratted on you and he turned, he flipped, what you thought was going to happen?
It wasn't even the black folks that got him. It was the Latin Kings. So
and
the Latin Kings not messing with you either.
Yeah, the Latin Kings don't play that.
And they will off you and have you somewhere.
Right, but I didn't even know they were still active like that in the streets.
They active in LA? I know they active.
Well, I know because they was big here, the Bronx, like the Latin King, the king, well, the one who started, like with the Latin King was from over here in this area. Like, but I didn't know they was like still active like that and fighting, and ripping.
No, he wasn't in LA. He was in like Miami.
Miami, I believe he was in Miami.
He was in Miami, and some people seen him in the gym and just decided they was gonna beat him, and he had on some booty shorts or something. I don't know what he had on in the gym, but with his legs flailing and stuff, it just looked horrible. I thought it was a woman getting beat at first.
But I thought it was mighty funny that they beat him up for snitching, but they inadvertently snitched on themselves because they're going to jail. They done told on themselves, and they filmed them beating them up. At least they should have blurred their faces out. They should have went back home and edit the video. Hey, how are you? They should have went home, and edited the video, blurred themselves out, whatever, blurred out. And they said one of the guys was a member of the LA Fitness. Allegedly.
I don't think he's scared to go to jail. People like that are not scared to go to jail. It's like another day. It's, they know people in there. They know they're going to be all right if they go. They know people if they get out. Like, I don't think he was worried about going to jail.
I don't think so either. But can we just stop the violence? Speaking of violence,
I'm not saying I'm here for violence.
But you don't mind that he got scooped down to the ground. Like, but it's
I don't really care.
You're not going to lose any sleep because he got tossed around like a beanbag. Because he got tossed around like a beanbag.
Not because he said the N-word too much for me. Like, y'all be letting people get away with too much and then they get comfortable.
Well, like I said, black people, us as black people, we be so happy to let everybody in the picture. If you talk a little slang, if you talk yo, oh, they down. Welcome to the picnic. We just let everybody in, but we can't get into theirs. We can't get in there. We could go there. We could habla español and all
Definitely
that.
Definitely can.
We can get into this. We can't get into this. And that's just what it is. But speaking of cruelty, but animal cruelty, what CeeLo Green did to that damn horse. I'm calling the ASPCA.
You talk about CeeLo falling off that horse.
He falling off the horse. I felt sorry for the horse.
CeeLo is another person that I really don't care about.
I was just felt sorry for that poor horse. They running around here and they playing all that music. You can't be loud around horses. Horses get really spooked. And they will throw you. I know. And that horse just,
I think he wanted to throw him off because maybe his back was hurt. Maybe the horse's back was hurt.
That horse saw him coming. That horse was mad at the way he was shaped up. That horse saw his funny shape behind coming. Like, I know you ain't about to get on top of me. I know you're not. Like, but I'm calling
ASPCA. Had enough. So
animal cruelty.
I'm not mad at that either. So the next thing that we have to talk about is, let's talk about Beyonce for a second. I'll be looking for a reason to bring Beyonce into the conversation. So Beyonce,
you got pictures ready for Beyonce.
I just had it ready. I just so happy.
Nobody else get a feature. Nobody else get it, but Beyonce. We done talking about 6ix9ine. No, but you have Beyonce on click ready. 6ix9ine.
I have everybody ready actually, but I just so happen to have.
But but 6ix9ine took a while to come up. But you was like click Beyonce.
So Beyonce recently cut ties with Adidas, and a lot of people was throwing shade, but it looks like it was all in her plan because she signed a new deal with Balmain, which is, I guess, a high-end couture.
Balmain is one of the high-end designers. They have a lower level,
like a French designer. I know it's headed by a French designer.
Yeah, but they have a lower level because they did have. I think they had the line in Target. They had like the Balmain. I'm not in Target. I'm talking about Balmain. Balmain is a heavy name. I'm just glad it's not Balenciaga.
I think she's trying to elevate that brand. I think she's trying to take this brand and elevate it into like a couture type of thing, because when I saw her on the cover of French Vogue, it was very high fashion. I think she's going towards a high fashion look instead of athleisure.
She might as well with the prices of them tickets, because you got to get the clothes to match the ticket prices.
They saying the people got to go to Europe just to get tickets. To me, you spending money on a flight, hotel.
Hey, Catherine.
And all of this, and it's still cheaper to go to Europe to get the tickets.
This is what I'm saying. I'm going to see a concert and have a vacation, and it's cheaper than seeing Beyonce in the States. This is ridiculous, Beyonce. Beyonce, you need to be stopped. And I love me some Beyonce, and I love Jay-Z.
But she always has a plan. So I think she anticipated her deal with Adidas coming to an end. Like, nobody was really buying it like that, because where are you going to wear it? Where are you going to wear the Ivy Park? I mean,
I'm going to need her to go dig up House of Darion. I'm going to need her and Tina to go pull out those sewing machines again like they did before. And I'm going to need them to get into this House of Darion, bring back the low budget fly with the jeans and stuff like this, because Beyonce, right now, I'm looking at you real side eye, because with the high ass ticket prices, and now you've done, you done shop, you got to deal with Balmain. Balmain is very expensive. Are you going to make anything affordable for your fans that don't?
I don't think it's about affordability anymore. I think she's going towards more like a high fashion, high end brand.
But even with the tickets, do you have a discount? Do you have a food stamp section? Do you have what's going on with the tickets, Beyonce?
Listen, I'm not missing my rent, and I'm not missing no bills. My lights is still going to be on, and I'm not. My bill's going to be paid first before I even go see a Beyonce. So, even though I'm a huge fan, but people is spending their rent money, people spending their bill money, and nah.
People are giving up shelter, clothes, food. They giving up the 5 basics to go see Beyonce.
House of Darion, it was around that time with the apple bottom jeans and the baby fat, and it was a lot of jean designs out that had I had
a couple of their things. I like their hoodies. I had a couple of their like the hoodie dresses. It was like the zip up hoodie dresses. I found those good. That was I was bartending at the time, so those was like really convenient.
I just wish you would go back to last concert ticket prices, so everybody could go and we don't have to spend our rent money. I mean, and go to Europe just so we can get a ticket. It's getting too expensive over there.
Right. I guess she's like, this is the Renaissance tour, but you will not.
Yeah, and the new
you will not get any Renaissance prices.
The new Balmain line is based off of her Renaissance album.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting, and I think it's a new direction.
Well, I think congratulations are in order as well for her husband Jay-Z. They say he's worth $2.5 billion now.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's always
the
been
richest rapper alive.
But he has his money in different places.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about who should we do next? Should we do Loose Larsa next? Loose Larsa?
Loose Puss. Loose Puss Pippins. I think that's her name. Loose Puss Pippins. This is straight Loose Puss Pippins. This woman, this could be true. This could be true, but like I said, if this is true, the rubber band man ain't got nothing on her vagina.
I think she was exaggerating when she said that she was sleeping with Scottie Pippen 4 times a night.
4 times.
Do the math. 4 times a day. Every day. That's too much. That's absolutely too much. You will start having medical problems if you're doing it that
she don't even own a uterus at this point. Like this is they just like I'm trying to add this thing up because this is just really crazy. 4
princess.
4 times 7.
Do the math. How many times is that a year that she's messing with Scotty if she's doing it 4 times a night?
4 times.
She was exaggerating. Maybe 4 times a week, but not a day, unless you just that loose. Because you was with multiple men. So with all these men that you've been with, you went on 4 times a day.
That's a lot. I think it's like 1,300 something. Like this 1,344. That's a lot. You
lost the calculation.
My calculator didn't even go up that high because after I put 4 times 7 times 7 days a week times 4 weeks in a month times 12 months in a year, that broke my thing. It broke.
And she don't mind keeping it in the family. So shout out to her. She, she's on Housewives of Miami.
But this must be the good. I mean, for 20 years straight, I'm like, she deserved all her alimony. Whatever alimony she get, she deserved it.
She exaggerated. So let's talk about something that popped off actually today. This is ongoing news. So Cheryl Lee Ralph, who is a well-known, well-renowned, well-respected actress, recently did an interview. And in this interview, she's talked about her story of when she was at an event and there was this one particular TV judge. She never said the judge's name. And she said this judge grabbed her, SA'd her, stuck his tongue down her throat in front of everybody at the venue, and the network made her not say anything. So she never said who it was, and we were saying put a name to it, but she never said who it was.
My thing was when she initially told the story, she initially said the story that a Black TV judge, not Judge Mathis, SA'd her and touched her when she did not want to be touched. And then she said, and later on, years later, she ended up going to a dinner to where this same judge in question was attending the same dinner. And as she was sitting there, she brought up the fact that he did this to her, thinking that he would take some responsibility and maybe apologize for it. But everyone at the table surrounding her looked at her like, how could you? Like, why would you even bring this up? Like, what do you know?
It is something weird to bring up in front of people.
Yeah, so she thought probably they would have her back. But my thing is, Cheryl, I love Cheryl Lee Ralph. I love her. She is just so Jamaican. And she's
unproblematic. She's been unproblematic her whole career. We never heard anything bad about her.
Right, and her fight that she did in the early 80s and early 90s is with
she's very respectable. Very respectable. And I don't think she would lie.
HIV epidemic, she did a lot of charity work. And we love her for that. But I'm going to need for you to put a name on it, Cheryl.
Well, vengeance is mine, said the Lord, because she didn't even have to put a name on it. Judge Joe Brown, because people in the comments was saying, oh, it's giving Judge Joe. It's giving Judge Joe Brown. It's giving Judge. But Cheryl Lee Ralph never said it was Judge Joe Brown. But the people said it was. So now, Judge Joe Brown, get mad. He's talking about I'm a sue for defamation of character. But she never said your name, so who are you suing?
Air.
Who you suing the comments?
You're gonna be suing Air.
You suing the people in the comments because she never said your name. She said a TV judge. She never said your name. But the fact that you want to come out and say that you suing for defamation, it kind of admits guilt, in my opinion, because why are you bringing attention to yourself if she never mentioned you?
Well, you know what they say, a hit dog will what? Holla.
It will.
It will holla, because that woman did not say your name, Judge Joe Brown. She did not say your name. And we know Judge Joe Brown, he's a very arrogant man, you know?
He's very arrogant, and I stopped watching him because I felt like every time he had a black man on his show, he would always treat the black people worse. He would dog black men out. Every black man that came on there, he was dogging them out, telling them they wasn't nothing, they ain't this, they ain't that. And I felt like when Persuasion came on there, he was a little bit easier on Persuasion than he was on the black people that came on. So for that part, I just felt like he was a douche. I didn't like him. He's an Uncle Ruckus to me. He said that Harriet Tubman does not belong on the $20 bill because it's a disgrace to the black race. Because you remember when they was discussing putting Harriet on there?
Whatever happened to that?
They never did it. I think...
Whatever. Oh, they gave us Juneteenth instead. Oh, okay.
We already had Juneteenth.
But we don't want that. I don't want no Juneteenth. Like, this is the insulting. You know what? The higher ups just insult us further every day. Like, they're going to give you a day that you became free over some crap that should have never happened in the first place. We're going to get, this shouldn't have never happened in the first place, but we're going to give you a day to celebrate when we freed you.
But bringing it back to Judge Joe, he just doesn't have a good reputation. He has a reputation of being, you know, alleged alcoholic, alleged, you know, womanizer, allegedly. That's what I've been hearing in the streets for a long time.
Wow.
That
I saw an interview with him. I don't know if it was was it Storm Monroe that interviewed him? I'm not too sure. But
you love you some Storm Monroe. You love you some Storm Monroe.
He is funny. On his page. Yeah, no, because he is funny. He's one of them shows that, like, him, I watch like a TV show. Like, it's like a TV show to me. Like, it's so funny. And he's
every week you be like, Storm Monroe said. Storm Monroe said.
What's funny to me too? It's hilarious. That Wiley. What's that Wiley show?
Is that the one his eyes do this?
Yes, he is. That man is entertaining. His eyes may be going, you know, we don't know what he's looking at, but he is very entertaining. Like, he's hilarious, and I like to laugh. So if you make me laugh, like, I'm there. But
well, we'll see what's going to happen.
I don't know if he interviewed him, but the way he talked about Kamala Harris. He said that she was nothing but a low down, dirty aura, and that the only reason that she got in that White House is from sleeping her way to the top.
I don't think he likes black people like that. I think he's Uncle Ruckus, like, in my opinion. So we're gonna see what's happening with that so-called lawsuit.
But who needs to file a lawsuit is Rihanna, because a man then came all the way down from the South Carolinas to ask her to marry him. He came down on bending knee. He was like, you know.
She lives in Beverly Hills. She lives in Beverly Hills, I believe, right?
Yes, and he traveled all this way to ask her for, you know, her hand in marriage. Did her and A$AP Rocky get married? Yeah.
No, they're not married. According
to he gotta hurry up, because this man then traveled, you know, miles to you know, ask for her hand in marriage, and you know,
who's to say that Rihanna wants to be married?
And I'm saying, you know, this man is just wanting this to marry her. If he went this far to marry her, you just never know.
But I mean,
if I was Rihanna, I wouldn't want to get married. I would want to keep everything separate. Keep your money.
Keep your money. Don't end up like Wendy Williams. You know. Don't end up like Tasha Scott. Don't end up like Wendy Williams. Keep your money.
Yeah, keep your money separate. You know, keep your personal and business very separated.
So, from what I know, I guess the guy was arrested. Our actual address, maybe it's public knowledge. Maybe you can look it up,
but that's just crazy. Who does that? Like, people are just really crazy. But we got another one in the who does it? Who does that news? It's Wolfgang Porsche. Wolfgang, he's leaving his wife because she has dementia. The guy from Porsche, his older wife, his wife is elderly and she has dementia, and now he's divorcing her because of her illness. That's just really sad. I can't hear you. I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. There you go.
Okay. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
A gentleman, Wolfgang Porsche, one of the owners of Porsche. I said, that's sad how he's leaving his wife because due to her illness that she has, she's what's that? She's going to
she has dementia.
Dementia. She has dementia, and he's leaving her due to her dementia. I think that was like pretty sad.
I think he's leaving her so that maybe he can live his life the way he want to live his life, and he don't have to take care of her and take care of her medical bills. He probably been messing around on her the whole time they was married.
Yeah, because now he's definitely he's dating a friend of his or hers, a friend of the family's. He's with this friend of the family's. But I'm saying that you're rich, you're a multimillionaire. You don't have to like divorce her. You could put her, in a home and take care of her. You don't really even have to see her. But for you to just leave, like, who's going to even speak up for her best interest? Because when you have to, you can't speak for yourself. So through this divorce proceeding, I wonder if they have kids and, what's the backstory with that? Because during a divorce proceeding, if you have any type of ailment that messes with your mental or whatever, you're not capable of speaking for yourself or making decisions.
Maybe it's easier for him to get a divorce because she's been diagnosed. You know what I mean? So maybe he just saw that as his way out.
I think it's that girlfriend. That girlfriend on the side, she could not, because you could have just waited on the side a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But I think she wants to marry him. I wouldn't be surprised if as soon as this divorce ink is dry, he'll be married to the new woman. Because like
since you want to bring up mistresses, let's go and talk about this unique. Let's talk about Unique.
Miss Unique, she needs to be deemed the mistress of the century. Now, this woman has been involved with Rocky Bivens, a married man who is married to Tasha Scott, formerly of Escape. She's been married to her for 28 years. I believe they have one child together. And this lady right here on the side with the heavy filter, she has very heavy. She's been sleeping with this married man for 5 years. And she's been trying
and wants respect and wants your respect.
Yeah, she wants somebody to put respect on her name. She's like, put respect on my name. That's my man. She said, put some respect on my name. That is my man. Don't mess with my babies, my little babies, or whatever that we have together. Because I will come for you. I'm looking for you because she's about to, put her foot in Tasha K ass. She was like, girl, I was going to look for you because you were sitting there talking about my babies and saying I'm a liar.
Why was you trying to look for the wife? You are the mistress. Mistresses these days, they want to be on TV. They want to be seen.
Yes,
they want to position. Some women are okay with being the mistress, but you got to know your position. You got to know that he's going to see you on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
My
from
thing
1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
I wanted to get an age on her. I believe she said that she's in her 30s. I don't know if it's a late 30s or older 30s, latter 30s. But girl, you don't know the game by now. Like, you were sleeping with someone's husband. He's that woman's husband. You know what I'm saying? You should have been. That's her husband. You are not his girlfriend. He cannot be your man. He cannot be your man.
She said she was in a full-blown relationship.
I was in a full-blown relationship, baby. And that was my man. She said that was my man, that he was really my man. And I'm like, how can he really be your man when he's really her husband? Like,
you want respect and you want your son to be included in the family events. Side babies don't get invited. Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, but speaking of side babies, during the interview, she brought up the fact that she's pregnant by this man 3 times. So she said the sonogram picture that we saw that she posted a couple of months ago during that debacle with Escape and Latasha's green dress and they had on gold or whatever like that. when she posted that sonogram, she said that was from the first pregnancy. She's pregnant 2 times after that. And that she also stated that while she was pregnant, she wanted to keep the baby, that she was excited about having the baby or whatever like that. But at first he was, but then he changed his mind, like a married man do when he realized, when reality hits, that how am I hiding?
Where his money come from? Because all the money that he has is coming through Latasha via Tamika's check. Mm-hmm. So Tamika is funding the side baby. Isn't that crazy?
So now this man sits here and try to pressure her to have
allegedly.
To get rid of the child. So the man is pressuring her allegedly. Well, she had the receipts. She had the receipts of him acting.
I'm gonna still say allegedly because
asking her to get right. You never know. We ain't got it. But
still say allegedly.
We ain't got it. We ain't got it. But like he was pressuring her basically to dismiss the pregnancy. So she was like, no, she wanted to keep her baby. She was, and thought so. He even went as far as to have. He said she called it a love baby. She didn't want to say what it was, a bastard, because when you have baby. No, she didn't want to say what it was. Like, cause she was like, "Cause a love baby." I'm like, "A love baby."
I think she's delusional.
Delusional. When she was saying "love baby," I'm looking around like, "What's a love baby?" A new term that's like this.
That's a way to make it sound better.
Terms left and right.
The Bible will call that child a bastard child.
Right, that child's a bastard. That child's a bastard. Any child,
outside the marriage
is a bastard child. Even these baby mothers that got children, your children are technically bastards. If you're not married to your like my kids was bastards, but but I got married, so I unbastard them. I think they unbastard.
Your wholeness was the liaison there for the kids to do.
They repent.
I'm not calling you that.
They are delivered. My kids are delivered bastards. They've been delivered. My kids been delivered, but they were bastards because they wasn't we weren't married when I conceived and had them. But she was in denial. She kept calling the children love children, and I was trying to determine what is a love child. What is love children? And I was like, oh, she must be talking about when you have a child during an affair, a product of an affair. But this man, he is a pimp. He is a PIMP.
I don't see the appeal. What's the appeal, you guys? Because it ain't the face.
He went as far of getting in contact with someone who is a love child, aka a bastard, and to call her and convince her or try to talk her down from pursuing the pregnancy because this person know what it feels like to be a love child that gets neglected. The father's not around. You see him with his other children. You grow up hurt and stuff like this. So this person that he could have hired, this is probably some. When Aunt Bertha said this was some mess that Tard came around to come to us with the bullshit, must have been Rocky.
But allegedly, as far as the check, going back to the check situation, I know this has nothing to do with the mistress. But it looks like the mother may have been involved as well, Miss Gloria, Tamika's mom.
Well, this rabbit hole goes very
Tamika's mom's house.
Yeah, the rabbit hole goes deeper than this. Now, this woman, like I said, she was just delusional. Like you have receipts and you've been with this man, but this man's been saying like basically he's married. Yeah, he's been gassing you here and there, like I need time.
What's the appeal?
But my thing, this man after the first year, okay, now I'm not going to judge you, but I'm judging you. I'm judging you, but I'm not. Okay, let's say I'm not going to judge you. Okay. You meet this man, you get with him, he's married or whatever like that, but he's telling you that he's going to leave his wife. All right, I'm going to leave my wife, I'm going to be with you, Okay, let's say you believe it. But girl, after the first year and after you being pregnant and after he gets someone to talk to you who's a love child to coerce you not to pursue the pregnancy, that should have been it. After she finally decided, she said she broke down and finally decided to go, you know what? I don't want, I've been stressed out because she been stressed out.
How do you agree to be a mistress for 5 years? Why would you not want better for yourself within those 5 years than to be following behind a married man and thinking about confronting the wife? Like, you don't want better for yourself? You don't want your own man? You don't want your own?
And this is crazy. Like, this is the whole you fight. This is when they talk about you don't fight over a man yet. The hell I ain't. This is when Cardi B said she fighting over dick too. This is This is that. This is that because, girl, you knew that this was my husband. You knew that, and you kept. I can understand.
But like I said, it's a lot of women who are okay with being a mistress,
right? But this is when a lot of women will get they behind wax. So we're gonna just have to take it to the stage. We're gonna have to take it to the stage because, girl, you knew. And is it after I whip her behind? I'm divorcing him. But I'm gonna make sure I put something there.
Tasha is not divorcing this man. All these allegations have come out, and they keep posting pictures of them, piggybacking off of each other, and they so happy they in the park and
playing. Like this man is a pimp in every single work because he's a gasser. He's sitting there carrying Latasha. She's like light heavy, like on his back. He's carrying her, and he's playing 03 Bonnie and Clyde. Because mommy's a rider and she's a blah blah.
Keep comparing herself to Ike Turner and
then no, but she's sitting there on the back just gas. Like you know how sometimes women get gas and guys be like, "Oh, you my ride or die. You my rider. You can. I'm not your ride or die. Like I ain't following you off the cliff, sir. Like no, I'm not that girl." But it's like she's sitting there trying to be a ride or die girl. Like I'm, like this is not even. Oh my God, this is not conducive to your coochie, Tasha. He's messing with these women.
That's your husband.
Like he's sleeping.
I think obviously. She has low self-esteem. Maybe she accepts that her husband is gonna step out every now and then. Some women are.
But okay, you know what? Even if that's your type of, if that's your relationship and that's what you're into and that's what you're allowing in your relationship. He's not even respecting you enough not to get these women pregnant. So therefore, obviously, he's not using protection. Like, and then to add insult,
he's raw dogging.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to go out and cheat, at least be able to protect yourself or try to attempt to bring anything home to you, and even for yourself. Protect yourself. If he doesn't care about himself, why would he care about me? This is what a lot of women, I have to look at men, like when I look at men and if I'm dating or if I'm pursuing a man or something, I got to see how that man cares about himself.
Multiple other ones. There's multiple mistresses. This is not the only mistress.
But yeah, and multiple alleged pregnancies. So obviously this man is not using any protection. And then to add insult to injury, he got on the phone with
That's why I say, what is the appeal? Y'all let me know what the appeal is because I'm missing it.
He got the gift for gab. He's talking her up. Like she said, he was talking her up. He was alleged. I think she said she initially met him, if I'm not mistaken, due to her son. Her son, I guess, was pursuing a music career or something like that. And this man told her, well, she's into music too. So this man told her, well, I can help you. I'm into this. This is the third, throwing his 1995 resume up. Like, oh, I can help you and da-da-da-da-da, this and the third. And a lot of times women, especially gullible women, because obviously this girl is gullible. If you thought that was your man and he married, girl, you either slow, gullible, or retarded. So I'm going to just say you gullible because I ain't going to call you no other name. Like you was gullible. Slow. So obviously you was gullible. So
you don't know their position. You don't know your position. Hoes need to learn. I think there needs to be another class. I think Nosy Ho was teaching the class on how to be a hoe. Maybe she need to reopen that class so that people can come in and learn the rules.
She definitely needs to go subscribe to holistic therapy.
Y'all forgotten the rules.
I think that's called her site. The her YouTube channel for that is called Holistic Therapy. I'm not sure if it's still up, but she definitely needs to subscribe. But obviously she's gullible, and he got on the phone with Tasha K and double talked, stuttered, back talked, and after that conversation, I knew that yes, he did work for Mr. Kelly. You can tell by the manipulations that was going on in that phone call, the attempted manipulation that was going on in that phone call. He's telling her like, well, you should have let me know about with your Cardi incident. I could help you. Tasha face was like, what? Like you going to help? Like girl, like
what's he gonna do?
What were you going to do? Like what kind of 1992 strings was you going to pull? Like don't pull no 1995 strings. Like
even when you saw Latasha's rehearsed, over-edited read, her clapbacks
that had him written all over. All I saw was Rocky.
Rocky produced that read. Rocky did the confessional.
He edited. He did.
It was so pre-planned. It was so pre-planned, and it was taken out of context. And they were trying to attack you. Attacked your sister because she apologized to Kandi for lying for you. She was lying for you.
Well, you know what? Maybe Latasha is smart and maybe she's just sitting back and waiting. Because a man like him, he's going to end up falling on his own sword. Trust me, he's going to fall on his own sword because he's very cocky. He's extra confident for no reason because the way he was talking to Tasha K during that phone call, he was trying, the CIA and all this stuff. And Tasha was giving him every out possible. Like, Rocky, it's not looking good for you. The it's a digital footprint. This is your number coming in, with the WhatsApp. Even though you changed your number, the WhatsApp was still cool in your old number until you upgrade it, whatever like that, and giving him all this like, sir, you busted. Basically tell you, sir, you are busted. And the CIA and Tasha knows about this. The FBI is on, on the line, basically saying all this gibberish. Like, it was like, I was just like, yes, I definitely can see him working for R. Kelly. He probably, this is
I
what's
think the new generation has no respect, and the older generation, the side pieces, they respected the wife. They didn't come to the house. There wasn't
right. You didn't find out about them to the funeral.
They didn't call after 7 p.m. They knew what days he was going to be there. They knew how much money they was going to get in their bank account. They didn't complain. They didn't allegedly have babies by the main guy because she was doing her thing too with other men.
Right.
But if you're going to be smart, if you're going to be a hoe, be a smart hoe. And we need to pray for her.
Right. These men and these women need to, they need to, take classes from grandmas back in the day, because grandma didn't find out about the mistresses until the funeral. When he went down
that's when they used to find out about the mistress.
About the mistress.
That's when we used to find out about the side pieces and the side babies is at the funeral when they show up.
The love baby. The love baby.
Who is that? They look just like John. They look just like John. Is that his child? That's how we used to find out, not via social media. And I think social media has a lot to do with the new generation of hoes.
Yeah, I think we need to bring things back to an older horse way. And don't be scared. Don't be scared to ask your grandmother how she hoed back in the day. Don't be scared to ask her because
be scared. Don't be rude to your
don't ask because what's so funny. That's not even rude because I was listening. It's so funny. If anyone in the chat is familiar with the song "I Be Stroking" by Clarence Carter, and I like the song, so I be like, I be stroking shit. Clarence Carter, the stroking. So when the lady said this, he was like, when I slid it to the side and she said, Clarence Carter, do it harder. And so then I was like, this is somebody's grandmother now. Because the song was probably in 1960, whatever. So this woman who was saying this is somebody's great grandmother now. So if she was loose then, she's probably loose now. Don't be scared to ask her like this, like,
speaking of loose lips, we about to go on commercial break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about Tamar causing drama and havoc for no reason at all, and y'all going along with the mess. So make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and we're going to be right back after this. All right, y'all, let's get to the mess. So let's bring it all the way back to the interview that Tamar did, where I think it was on This Nation, where she was asked about Kandi and her issue with Carlos King. Kandi and Escape. It wasn't just Kandi, but it was Escape who alleged that Carlos King stole their story and sold it for profit without their permission, basically.
Well, he attempted to.
But Tamar was asked about it, and Tamar took an opinion and took a side immediately and said, well, I don't think he's a thief, and I don't think you should be calling him a thief. This is verbatim what Tamar says. So she says that. Then it comes out later. She made some cryptic post on Instagram saying that a housewife threatened her. A housewife and her husband threatened her. She posted in her story and said that somebody threatened her, but she didn't say who it was. Flash forward to recently, she was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, and Andy asked a question per whoever sent the question in, but it was probably Andy who asked about which housewife threatened her. They was thinking it was Eva. She said no, it wasn't Eva. And then when he asked was it Kandi, then she took a sip of her drink and she started being all dramatic, and y'all ate it up. Y'all eat it up every time when Tamar opened her mouth with some bull crap. Y'all take it, y'all take it for what it is. Y'all make it bigger. And this girl lie, exaggerate, lie. She don't see what she do and lie. But y'all gonna continue to follow whatever Tamar say. So after she said it was Kandi, everybody was attacking Kandi because people's already mad at Kandi for what she said about Escape and the co-headlining thing, which I feel like it was business, and she probably shouldn't have handled that business on camera, but they didn't have a representative present, so she was taking care of the business. So she chose to take care of it on camera. A lot of people didn't like her for that, so I feel like people was piggybacking off of that and agreeing with Tamar, saying that Tamar alleges that Todd and Kandi threatened her at an event. Let Kandi tell it. She said that she had words with Tamar, but Todd did not. And it was really their exchange. Tamar, after Kandi was getting all this backlash, she kept adding to the situation, making comments about her singing, making other comments, posting pictures of SWV, creating drama. People was feeding into the bull crap that Tamar was giving out. And Tamar is known to lie. She did it to Tracy. She did it to her own sister. But y'all seem to forget. Y'all forget people's history, and just because y'all mad at the person, y'all just wanted to attack Kandi. I'm not even a Kandi stan, but I see through Tamar's bullcrap. And I know that Kandi probably did have words with you, and I don't think that they threatened you. Just because somebody said you know what it is, that's not a threat. Yeah. That's not a threat. And I feel like Tamar exaggerated the situation. You bullied Kandi all week on social media, but at the same time, you was on the real crying because K. Michelle called you a Muppet, and you was crying because you was getting bullied. But, Mace, do I look like a Muppet? Do I look like a Muppet? Do I look like a Muppet, Mace?
No, you're not giving Muppet.
Do I look like a Muppet in the comments? Can y'all tell me if I look like a Muppet? Because you was on there crying that somebody was bullying you on social media, but you do it to somebody else. So I'm done. I said what I had to say. Go ahead, Mace.
Yeah, this Tamar, this really rubbed me the wrong way, especially the fact that the history with Kandi. Like Kandi's a tourist. Tourists, they don't forgive easily, and even if they grudges. Tourists hold even if they do forgive, they don't forget, and they go and side eye you for the rest of. So this is a wrap. Kandi will never speak to Tamar again. Never give her a job again. You know, Kandi put her on the top. Tamar been she's been like pulling shady shit for a long time. This goes back to even the Queen's Court date with Kaya and T.S. Madison. Mm-hmm. Kandi gave you a job and put you on tour. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To open up this act. You know that these, although funny, these ladies was talking about Kandi. You knew that. And you being Kandi's friend, I know not to bring them around Kandi, and I don't even know Kandi. You know what I'm saying?
And Tamar, while you talk about people singing and everything else, the only songs that you have that are good are on your first album.
Yeah, the first
your
album.
second album was trash. So I don't know. So this next album that you're trying to come out with, I hope it's better. But it seemed like ever since you left Vince, you haven't been able to produce a hit.
But you know what? She jumps the gun. She gets really ahead of herself. Like Tamar, she like, what do you call it? Don't spite your nose for your face. Don't cut off. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's like you get beside yourself. Kandi has helped you out several times. She helped you out.
She helped everybody out, and everybody
disrespected her by bringing T.S. Madison and Kaya there, knowing that they talked about her. And if that's your friend, you obviously know how she felt about the situation. And even if it was a funny thing and it was a joke, she didn't take. At the time, she was upset about it. And for you to bring those ladies there, that was disrespectful. Number one. And then after that, she still gave you another job. She gave you another job out there on the dungeon tour. Like you out there dipping it low. She gave
Kim Zolciak a job and she betrayed her. She gave Porsche a job.
And she betrayed her. It's like everyone turned.
She gave Tamar a job and Tamar betrayed her.
All I gotta say is they better stop before they get dragged up in this bitch. They better stop because she will drag somebody up in here. And it's so it's just sad.
But y'all ate it up. Y'all was eating up. I was looking at the comments. Y'all was eating it up,
but not us, because I don't like it.
Y'all was Team Tamar. Oh, I know Tamar not lying. Tamar wouldn't lie. Tamar lie all the time.
No, but I believe she did lie. I believe Kandi.
Something happened.
But when she explained verbatim, I was like, yeah, that shit happened. I can see it happen.
It happened, but it didn't happen the way
you went to her. You knew that you said this about Carlos King because like Kandi was one of the ones out of all four of the members. Kandi seemed the most upset with Carlos King. Maybe because they had
called her mom,
but maybe because they had a relationship from the Housewives because he was a producer over there. You understand? So therefore, probably she felt some type of loyalty. Like she thought that maybe he would have some type of loyalty to her and not try to betray her and set Mama Joyce up. How you gonna call Mama Joyce up talking about for this for one thing and it's for a whole nother thing?
But Tamar in her live, she acts like. Number one, she lied and said that she was neutral and she didn't have an opinion. No, you were not neutral.
No,
you were very much on team Carlos King. You made it seem like Kandi was wrong for saying what she said, and that was her truth. And it had nothing to do with Tamar. You should have stayed out of it as a friend, especially if you know both sides. You should have stayed out of it. But in your live, you tried to make it seem a certain type of way that it was not, and the people was eating it up. And I hate how people jump on the bandwagon and want to, start attacking people, but don't know all the facts.
Right. And like Kandi said, but like Tamar even said, she said that she was walking outside after she finished performing. She went up to Kandi and probably tried to do one of them hugs, and Kandi stopped her.
Yeah.
As she should. Hey, Yvette, as she should, and was like, get your phone away from me. Because you sat up there and you talked to my friend. You talked about me in this manner. You shouldn't have done that or whatever have you. Going back and forth, and Kandi probably heated, got out. Tamar probably didn't. Coming.
Tammy. I'm sorry, not Tammy. Tamar, I know she was rolling her neck and getting loud. As she
no, but she probably wasn't even rolling her neck and getting loud because the only person I seen her get hyphy with was her sisters because she know they wasn't going to bust her ass.
Kandi not go.
I think Kandi will. You better not play with a tourist. A tourist made, but they will fight. And like when you saw her in the bedroom, what's that? The pillow talk.
Yeah, the pillow talk. Yeah.
Don't play with her. She said, "I will drag you up in this bitch." Like she got.
But for her, I was upset with Tamar because you was adding stuff to it, and then you insinuated that Todd was putting hands on Kandi. And to me, that was taking it too far.
Yeah, trying to act like she's a bad woman because
just because Vince and his cheeseburger double deluxe self was putting hands on you does not mean every man is putting hands on their women. You putting that out there, I would have been there with you then.
Yeah,
and you put that out there for no reason. You just adding. Every time another story came out, she was in the comments adding to the drama, adding to it.
That's why
I can't fool with Tamar. I used to like Tamar, but she's too much in real life.
But you know what? And it's sad that she's sitting there biting the hand that can potentially feed her again, because Tamar, you're whack without your sisters. Like your shows are flops without your sisters. Like the only dynamic The dynamic that you have, that you shine in, is with your sisters. You're not like the group. Like sometimes you're the standout star in the group, but you can't stand alone. Like she don't, even with this new thing on Paramount, the Queen's Court, it's boring. Like Tamar, boring. Like that's not going to pick up. Like that's a dub. That's like that's not that's a flop.
With Tamar and Evelyn.
That's the thing. That's a flop. And you don't know, kids. Kandi stayed with positions open. Kandi could have gave you another job, and now you just working. And
giving somebody a job though. She's always.
And you know what, Kandi? I'm gonna need for Kandi to say, yeah, Todd said that shit. Let me tell you something. Todd is from the Bronx, and that's what the fuck we say. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If I get into an argument with somebody, and my husband standing there, and my husband don't tell the other person, yeah, you know what it is. Me and him gonna fight because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not asking him to jump in a girl's face or fight a girl, but you will let her know this ain't what she want. And it's the same thing as what happened with Contessa and Dr. Scott, and remember Simone, when with Simone and Dr. Contessa was going back and forth, and Dr. Scott stood up and said, Simone, this ain't what you want. You understand what I'm saying? What it wasn't that she was this Simone so threatened?
If you want to bring that up, Dr. Scott was not being aggressive. He was stepping in women's business, but he was stepping up for his wife.
Right. It's by him saying, this is not what you want. I didn't consider that being a threat.
Well, I don't think that's a threat. And I don't think she was threatened by it. I think that she felt some type of way and added to the story, because if you was really threatened, you would have said who it was when it happened.
Right. And you want to get dramatic. Like, he threatened me.
And you waited till you got on Watch What Happens and then decided to be messy. And then you was getting attention and you was eating up the attention because you feed off negativity because you're toxic. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with Tamar.
They said, well, too bad Ayanla has retired. I say all the time.
Ayanla couldn't even help her.
Ayanla retired too soon.
TD Jakes couldn't help her either. It's something wrong with Tamar. And I think because she has this new persuasion man, she thinks she above it, but you're not, boo. Who's to say that you're not going to be divorced or broken up from him within a few weeks or months?
Yeah, or he may
dog you up. Ask Halle Berry how it go with persuasion.
Right.
So we're just going to move on to the next.
Well, are we going back down? Since we're in the Kandi sphere, we're going to talk about Escape and SWV. Well, not Escape. Tamika and Latasha about the stolen money. Taco made a video. You put the video up on your story of the heavy editing, and that was about the heavy editing that she did with this video. And also on, I believe it was on the channel Juice Radio on YouTube. Make It Make Sense, AT2, The Gray Hair Diva, and I believe it was another YouTube, another content creators. There was a couple that was up there. They interviewed Latasha and Tamika's father. So
I heard about that interview. I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
No, I watched it this morning. She had I think Mims was on the panel, AT2, another woman I watched too as well, Gray Hair Diva. I love her voice. She has a nice voice. She's from New York. But they was on the panel, and the father it's something weird. It's definitely something going on. It's just something. But I took from the video, the father said that he had no knowledge of why the mother felt this way about him. That, you know, they've been in contact with each other. They have been in each other's presence. And he was like, you know, if he known that she felt that way, he would have never ate her food, because he wouldn't eat food for people who feel that way about him.
I heard that, but I feel like the mother is bitter. Just like Evelyn, Mama Braxton, is bitter because her husband divorced her. Mm-hmm. Some people never get over trauma.
But I think the father knows it's more than what it is. I think the father knows that it's more to what happened.
You got to work within yourself. You got to get over that bitterness, because that bitterness is going to translate to your kids, and it's going to go to their grandkids, because they're going to be mad at their mom because of what they did to them, but their mom is mad at their mom for what they did to them, and it's a cycle. We got to stop this. It's toxic.
Yeah, it is, and it's sad that it happens more often than not. Like a lot
It
of times,
happens very often. I think every one of us have been touched by something like this. Generational curses that continue to happen over and over again. We treat our own like crap. We treat our own people like crap. And for you to steal your own family member money and deny it and cover up, and it's not a good look for your gospel album that you're trying to put out.
It's not, but as the father was talking, the father, did throw a little shade at Latasha. The father did say that she, you like to take my money when you needed money. You took my money and you spent my money, but now you want to sit here and talk about me. The father did.
I'm sure she did take money. She's used to taking money. That's what she does.
Like, that he gave her money whenever she asked for it or whatever like that. And for her to get up there and talk about him like he wasn't there
afterwards.
And he did have a book. He had sort of like a binder, like a book with all the keepsakes and to prove that he was involved in his children's life.
And he doesn't have to prove that. He doesn't have to prove that. Just because he divorced the mom doesn't mean he was out of their life and that they were struggling financially. That's something that the mother instilled in them, that they were struggling. The mother could have she could have had the funds. It looked like she'd been living good. She has a nice
he
house.
did say that he was a Fulton. He was the Fulton County sheriff.
Yeah.
At the time, now he's a pastor. And he has 6 kids altogether.
And he's remarried. So
yeah, he's remarried because his wife was there.
I think that adds to the bitterness. It adds to the bitterness that he was able to go along with another woman, be happy with her, and have children with her.
Right, and it's difficult because I understand the bitterness from where women feel, because a lot of times as women, we feel we give up our lives.
You gotta get over it. You gotta get over it.
No, we do need to get over it, but I said I could understand. Like I could understand how
a grown woman with a dusty wig.
Not that she should be this bitter now and things that happen to occur, but you can understand like how women sometimes, like as women, we have to stop giving up our lives for these men a lot of times, because this is where the bitterness come from. We bend and make sacrifices that we may not normally do for these men. So when they turn on us, so when we feel that they turned on us or they left, it's like, I did this, but you didn't have to. You understand what I'm saying? You went out your way.
If you are a wife, I feel like you should try to be the best wife. Or if you are a husband, you should try to be the best husband.
But you should. But a lot of times, like I said, we sacrifice ourselves a lot of times as women. Like sacrifice some things that we wouldn't do, certain things that we wouldn't do for our men, our husbands, boyfriends, or whatever. And then we feel stupid when it don't work out.
Like I said, if she had some D on the regular, she would not be hollering. She the 5th member. She would be worried about what Leroy doing.
But sometimes they want that man. Let me tell you something. I know people that they done moved. They're married. I know people that are married right now to their significant. They're married and they still mad about their ex and who he's with. And like you got a whole husband. You got a whole husband. You saying that, well, if he never left me, our life could have been like this or whatever. Some people live on hoop dreams of what could have been.
But you can't live in the past.
A lot of people do, though. You shouldn't, but a lot of people do. And this is why she's looking at Tamika and she's seeing the fault in Tamika and treating Tamika the way she's treating her. And that's horrible in itself.
But I would cling to the father too. If the mama was treating me like crap and taking my money and treat me like a second class citizen in my own house. It's just a sad situation. It's sad all around.
But this
show has only had 3 episodes, but there has been so much drama out of this show.
Right, and it's only 3 more to go.
It's only been 3 episodes.
The father did say that he's willing to sit down if he on camera, that he's willing to have a conversation with Tamika. Like
because the show stopped filming. The show has stopped filming.
Shoot, at this point, I don't know if they need to pick up for a couple more episodes or what have you. Oh, well, look at them.
Let's talk about Tasha K must pay. It seems as though her appeals have run out, and she has no more appeals left, and it's just determined that she has to pay this $3.8 million. So I know she was charging for the interview with the Mistress. The fee was how much, Mace? Because Mace is so nosy enough to pay the fee to go on Tasha.
No, I watch her because She's one of them that I watch like a TV show. Like when she comes out, I watch like a TV show. I watch her like a TV show, Amon Wiggins like a TV show, and Storm Monroe like a TV show.
Love Storm Monroe. Love Storm Monroe.
He's funny because he's just so little, and the way he be talking, and then when he start reading people, then he go sit back and ask, "How bad did I do? Was that bad? Like how you? That's all you ask. How bad did I do?" He's just funny to me. I just think he's so funny. But you know, Tasha got to pay that money up.
So.
Pay up.
She's doing live shows now to get the money up.
It is $12.99 though. I pay, you know, for the app. Get the app.
Charging for the website. She's charging for exclusive tea and all this other stuff.
But the app is kind of worth the $12.99 because she does the she gets some exclusive.
It's $12.99 a month.
A month. She got movies on there now. She has a series. It's like an ID, like kind of like a series where she's documenting.
She has movies on her website.
It's like Netflix. She's blowing up. Like I said, she got it, but she ain't got it, but she got it. She ain't got it, but she got it.
So she's started her own website that is kind of like Netflix.
Yeah, that's what it started. So TashaK.com, TashaKLive.com. You go on the website, you pay your $2.99, you know, your $12.99 fee. You could pay for the yearly, like I think that's $100 or something, or you could pay $12.99 monthly. And then when you click on, it's like some of her interviews that she did that's not on YouTube. Is some of her extended lives where she can see what she wants, because you know YouTube is cracking down on a lot of cursing and
thank you, Cheryl.
Hey, a lot of cursing and stuff like that. So she says she has a site where she can say what she want on her site. And also I just saw a movie that was up there with Danny Glover. Let me make sure I wasn't seeing things, because I damn sure saw a movie. And I was like, is that Danny Glover down to the
She better have the rights to put the movies on her website.
No, but I think she buying them. Like that's why I said she got it, but she ain't got it, but she got it.
She's buying the movie.
You probably most likely, if I recall from my business class, you have to buy the rights to that movie in order to upload it on your website or get permission to
I personally would not pay the $12 to get tea from Tasha K, who's a known liar, but
no, but she has the people up there. It's not like she's lying alone. I mean, not like she's lying. I mean that she's lying alone.
I don't think every interview is a lie, but once your
she has the people up there. She just did an interview with this gentleman Anton Young, and the woman and his girlfriend. He had it was like a love triangle, and one of the ladies ended up throwing acid in one of the other ladies' eye, like some type of, and blinded her. And she served 20 years in jail.
I think she could possibly get a TV show. I think that's
here you go. It's called The Shift. The movie is called The Shift. It's with Danny Glover. I don't know if I could do this, if you can see. The Shift is with Danny Glover right here. And I was like, oh wow, she blowing up. And she got enough Wow Faith, the movie.
Princess said she need the password. She need the password.
Disregarded things in the movie. No Blood. That sounds like an African movie. Blank Shores. She has series on there. The Killer Bee season.
Either way, whatever she has on her website, she gonna have to pay Cardi B. So
yeah, well, she probably, like I said, she probably got it, but she ain't got it. But she got it, but she ain't got it, because I believe you got to get the rights to these films in order to make a profit.
So she's run out of appeals, and she has to pay these guys. She put out a joke of her in a McDonald's outfit. You're not gonna make the 3.8 at working at McDonald's, but you know, I feel like she's gonna hustle and get it. You know, I think she's gonna get it up. I think
she can pay it. I honestly think
she's gonna hustle. She's a hustler. She's gonna get it.
I think she got it, but she ain't got it. I think she got it though.
She might, but she acting broke. So
I would act $4 million. I would act broke too. Like,
Also, who ain't got it, whose credibility is in the toilet is Jussie Smollett.
Jussie.
The people did a documentary on the whole Jussie Smollett scandal. I think personally, because of it happened during 2020. There was a lot of racism, some racist tension in the country. And the whole BLM movement came out. So through the BLM movement, I think it was a positive movement. It needed to happen. There are too many Black people dying at the hands of the police. However, there are people who took advantage of the BLM movement and used it for their advantage, including the creator of of it who was stealing money and embezzling money allegedly. But on top of that, for the BLM credibility, we have Jussie Smollett, who said that he was assaulted by MAGA country during the coldest time of the year in Chicago. He was in Chicago, I believe. Said he was assaulted by these two African guys. Oh no.
But she's breaking up.
And I think it was Tamar. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So there was a documentary made of his incident, and I think it's to make a mockery of the BLM movement and to humiliate. The BLM movement had a good idea and a good purpose. It was just too many. It was just too many people with their hands in the pot. It was too many people with their hands in the pot.
I'm not with it. I'm not with the marching. I'm not with all that thing. I think it's asinine to keep it. What does they call the thing of insanity? Is to keep doing something over and over again. What the fuck they were doing out there marching up and down talking about Black Lives Matter? Like
I think it needed to be said. It's too many people. It is an attack, but people are marginalized in this country, and it needs to be acknowledged.
But this is not the way, because obviously we have been marginalized for so many, and that marching up and down, Black Lives Matter ain't do nothing with what did it do? But because of more chaos and people sitting and they're stealing, and so now they're never going to take anything that they do further now serious because of the embezzle.
Yeah, and this.
Where's the homes? But why do y'all have all that money? Y'all couldn't build a home for the underprivileged? What about the LGBTQ, the Black LGBTQ people that are homeless?
Bringing it back to Jussie.
They did nothing.
Bringing it back to Jussie. I do feel like he took advantage of the BLM movement. He was trying to make himself look better, get some sympathy from the people, but it just ended up being a catastrophe. The right is using this as an example of how BLM is, fraudulent and it's right in with them. And
because it was nothing but a scam.
He made it worse. He set us about 100 years back with him
and that BLM. He fit right in with them. They are cut from the same cloth. That BLM movement is cut from the same cloth as Jussie. When I think BLM, I think Jussie.
And in that documentary, the two African guys, I felt like they were cooning and buffooning the whole time. Like you wasn't involved, and you down in Jussie so bad, but you was involved too. And I felt like they were
trying to get their acting career off the ground. They didn't know what type of role they were trying out for. That was a performance piece that they did. He offered to pay them. They thought they were acting. They knew no better. One said that he even gave him a noogie because he wanted to be bruised. So he took his knuckles and dug down and noogied him inside the face. If y'all want to see that documentary, y'all can catch it on Foxhole.
Of course it'll be on Fox.
They nuzzle. It was a lot going on, and
I extended the doors to the church.
It was a lot going on, and Jussie and Black Lives Matter. They both deserve whatever they get. Both of them.
I think the Black Lives Matter movement was important, and I just wish that it was handled better.
It was a waste of time, and people outside. I don't know. I'm just of the thing. Like, I'm glad I was inside the house anyway because it was like the pandemic time, so I wasn't trying to be outside, and I wasn't going to be marching with them people. I wasn't going to be marching anyway. So
there are a lot of people who have died in the hands of police and by others.
It is, but this is the time that you don't fight back. Like, how are you fighting back like that? You fighting back by walking up and down the street?
It was a peaceful protest.
But I'm saying that don't work. That don't work.
If it wasn't for people,
put the money protests, where it's at. Organize, get the Black Panthers together.
Hold on, just a moment. If it wasn't for peaceful protests, we would not be where we are today. we would not be here if it
right
was
in
not
the
for
same
the freedom
predicament
riders.
we've been in for years. Right. If it wasn't for peaceful protests, we would not be in the predicament that we are in. And what predicament is that? We still ain't getting no reparations. We're not getting anything.
We're not getting reparations.
It's time for Black people to stop blasting everything, get together in secret, and organize, buy buildings, buy farmlands, buy things, because with this Bill Gates, you know how much farmland Bill Gates bought? You know how much he owns? Almost all the farmland. And you already know what he's trying to do. Like I'm saying, so why would the Black people need to get like that? You're taking all this money with the BMM money. Did y'all buy a farm?
I put the link in the chat if
did y'all buy? Y'all didn't buy nothing. In. Like y'all didn't do nothing for the people. Teach these people how to farm. Teach these people how to grow their own food. Teach these people how to survive when it comes down to the come down, because it's coming. And I wonder if anybody's going to survive. Where's BLM? Like they didn't teach nobody nothing. Teach people, because you're protesting in the middle.
No, we don't need to teach nobody nothing. People know what the history of this.
No, it's not about the history. What I'm saying, if you want to do something for Black people and stop from Black people from being killed, stop him from going and keep probably winning. Y'all need to do. It's not marching up and down the streets. It's not sitting there protesting, painting BLM in the middle of the streets. Nobody want to see that crap. Like it was just asking. They need to do other stuff. Y'all can get together, organize. Y'all see how y'all had everybody face all these rappers and everybody face. Why everybody couldn't put in $50,000 and buy some farmland? Give Black people jobs. Weed is legal now. Buy land where people could learn how to grow weed. Give people entrepreneur sense. Help people like that. Help them to get out their circumstances so they're not and sometimes in these predicaments. But y'all walking up and down the streets ain't did nothing, ain't gonna do nothing, and still ain't doing nothing. They still getting killed. That man still got killed after everybody done walked up and down the streets. People need to organize and put their money where their mouth is. Get together, go underground, do stuff in that manner, because walking up and down the streets and talking about it in Black Lives Matter is not doing nothing. They still killing us. They will kill you on site. Have people get gun license. Have people do the right thing. Pay for people to get gun permits, so they're able to protect themselves. Black Lives Matter ain't doing that. That's when the Black Lives Matter. Teach these people how to do the things the right way. They ain't teach them nothing but how to walk up and down the street and lie and steal.
With that being said,
lie and steal. And you see, and they want to get on Candace Owens too about the handicaps. You see how the wheelchairs, like, this is just bothering me all week.
Okay, so with the Candace, what's her last name?
Owens.
With the Candace Owens story about her complaining that models were in wheelchairs. I think Candace loves controversy. I think that she'll say anything to get people riled up. And once again, y'all feed into it. Y'all feed into the BS every single time. People gaslight y'all on social media, and then y'all just go into it and just be like, well, I'm mad. I can't believe she said that. She wants you to be mad. So you can go on her page.
It's just hilarious.
And then you listen to what she's saying, and then you know she's in the press. So she becomes more popular. People gaslight people on social media so they can become more popular. I think that's what Candace was doing when she brought up the people in the wheelchair, because don't nobody give a dog.
Right, but somebody is in a wheelchair.
Nobody cares. Nobody was thinking about it before she said it.
Right, nobody was thinking about it. That's the whole point.
Well, I'm offended because she said it. Well, I don't think that people should be in wheelchairs. Who cares?
It was like the Skims. Because Kim K with her Skim line, so it's like a Skims person in the wheelchair. So she's like, "Why does it need?" But the handicap needs, the disabled needs panties and bras as well. They need, they need.
Honestly, if I like a brand, I'm gonna buy it. No matter who's advertising,
right? And they say them Skims is good. They said that they're very strong, and they have. But that's neither here nor there. But the point is that we haven't seen people that she said it, and I thought about it. I'm like, wait. I haven't seen a wheelchair.
You know why? Because
commercial.
you don't really see the product. You see the wheelchair before you see the product. The goal is to advertise the product. But if they want to put somebody in a wheelchair in the ad, let them do that. I don't
Right.
care.
I'm glad they're being all inclusive, and I'm glad they're being involved now because, like I said, the disabled does need panties too. But the wheelchairs can't get mad at Candace because she said, "Why you're in a commercial?" We never seen the wheelchairs in a commercial before, and now she's going to have wheelchairs after her. Like they're going to be rolling after her. Like she's not going to be able to go outside because the wheelchairs are going to be after her because they are angry.
All right, so I'm going to bring on Simone LaBouche, who has appeared in the chat. So we're just going to bring her up. We love to hear from her. Thank you, Simone. Is she there?
Hello, and thank you so much for having me on. How are the two of you doing this evening?
Hey,
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well. So I just want to jump right in. Let me just jump right in. There's just two things I kind of want to comment on.
Mm-hmm.
First, MASE, I agree with you 100% when it comes to Black Lives Matter. While protesting may bring attention, you then need to do work after that. All of that money that has been collected, how has it been used? I remember when Philando Castile was murdered by the police, and his girlfriend struggled with post-traumatic stress and lost her home. Where was Black Lives Matter? How was it that they protested but weren't able to support her as she struggled with post-traumatic stress? This is true of what happened to the young man who was shot at the park because he was, pretending to shoot at the cars that went by. The police just drove right up and shot him. His mother was struggling with post-traumatic stress, yet where was Black Lives Matter? For so long, what I wanted was for Black Lives Matter to be absorbed into the NAACP and for the NAACP to become a museum of history and civil rights and our journey as Black people here in these United States, and for Black Lives Matter to take on the role of the NAACP like they used to be in the 50s and 60s when they were active. For so long, I wanted that. I am so angry when I see companies hanging the Black Lives Matter banner, and they don't employ Black people. The Black people that they have been harassed out of their jobs and made to feel uncomfortable, yet they're using the Black Lives Matter banner. I am so uncomfortable with those things, and I wish that there was a way which we could do them better. And I think that, like you said, the protesting, while it may bring attention, we need work behind that. We really do.
Yeah, and they could have did something very positive. Like even like when I was with my son's school at the PTA, they put a garden on top of the roof of the PTA. So I took the parents up there and taught them how to grow certain herbs and what the herb was used for. It's something that can be useful to people. Like if you knew how, because like this food source is about to go down. Like it's about to go down. Does people even know how to grow stuff from their fire escape? It's a lot of people that live in the buildings, and you know what I'm saying? People will starve. Like you're not even teaching your people anything. Yeah, the walking up and down, the protesting is good or whatever, but what are you teaching people after the fact? Teach these Black people how to be self-sufficient. We have been held down for so long, and a lot of people
100%.
are not in these spaces or whatever. This is how you make Black lives really matter. You understand? That's how you make Black
this
lives.
Is what people.
It's sad.
What people seem to forget is that the Black Panthers, you know how they started? The Black Panthers started out as a breakfast program. Yeah, giving children breakfast in the neighborhoods when they didn't. That's how the Black Panthers started.
Program is from the Black Panthers.
Black Lives Matter seems to have forgotten what it means to work within the community. Protesting, again, yes, it's good, but we need to work within the community. I agree with you 100% there.
I think there's no unity as it used to be in our community. That's why we can't really get together because we're always fighting with each other.
But we proved that we can get together in March. That's not true because, like you said, it was peaceful protesters, right?
For that day.
No, but it was several peaceful protests. They had several because I know every time I turned on my TV, somebody was marching and I was pissed.
We had unity, but the people were stealing money behind the scenes. That's not unity.
But this is what I'm saying. But while you had those people out there deflecting, because you had them people out there marching. So where was everyone focused at? The marching. We're worried about you had the other people on the other side worrying about all these out here in the street. acting crazy when they wasn't. They were having peaceful protests or whatever. But the same way you can gather those people for them protesters, you could gather those people to do something else positive, to really make a Black Lives Matter, to really teach them how to be self-sufficient, teach these people about money. Because a lot of times we don't even know about money. That's why half of us is poor right now. It's not that we don't have the capacity to learn. We just haven't been taught. So therefore, when you say Black Lives Matter, make Black lives really matter. And it doesn't matter when we walking up and down the street. It doesn't.
Absolutely. So the other thing that I wanted to comment on was kind of the sisters from Escape. No, not Escape, but it was SWV, not Escape, right? The one who thought that one stole money from them.
It was
I did a little bit of research. That was Escape. Okay. So I did a little bit of research, and there is Latasha and Tasha, the two sisters, correct?
Tamika and Latasha.
Tamika and Latasha. I'm so sorry. So I looked into the net worth of Tamika and Latasha, and both of them have a net worth of about $3 million right now. It's not the $30,000 that was stolen. It's the fact that the mother looked out for one daughter over the other. It is the pain of the slave continuum, institutionalized, where, like you said, we don't treat one another well. You know, I think that this probably comes something that was passed down to where the mother only had resources really to care for one child, but she had multiple children. So she put her resources into the child which she felt needed the most. And all of the other children, or that she liked the most, or it could have been the one that needed the resources the most, the one who wasn't as talented, maybe.
Yeah, that's usually happens. The child with the most potential. Like, I'm not going to put, like, even with schools, like sometimes parents put their kids in certain type of schools where they pay for schools and all the children are not in, but I'm going to put the smartest child in here because she has more of a chance, or he has more of a chance to compete with these than the other ones. I ain't gonna waste money on them. They're dummies. Not like that, but I'm going to use the one with potential, you know?
Absolutely. So that is what the entire thing was really what it gets down to, you know, the pain of the mother caring for one over the other. So I think that there is such dysfunction here that it's unfortunate that there also isn't a therapist here at this show helping guide this family back to a healthier place.
Hopefully they can get that therapy off camera. I don't think it needs to be on camera, honestly.
No, it doesn't need to be on camera. But if you're seeing all of this anger played out, it would be if there was a therapist at least to help guide some of that. But maybe this just all needs to come out and then they can work on it off camera.
What do you think about Cheryl Lee Ralph and the Judge Jill Brown allegations?
You know, I have always been concerned with Judge Joe Brown. You know, it concerns me that he is a 70-something-year-old man who, at one point in time, every time you saw him, TMZ was catching him stumbling out of a strip club. This is a judge, a married judge, stumbling out of a strip club every weekend. And who are you to comment on any? And the comments that he used to make on Lizzo and other people's lives, and I would just think, my God, Judge, get it together. At least be discreet. I know they've got back entrances for their VIP customers. I know that. What is going on with him? So I don't. Cheryl Lee Ralph never said a name, but I believe her story. And my feelings about Judge Joe Brown are he needs to get it together himself. He really does.
I agree. I mean, I feel like he told on himself because, like you said, she never said any names.
No.
And by you coming out talking about I'm suing for defamation, you're putting yourself in it. You're making it so what people are saying is true, that it was you that turned her down.
Yes, he probably was guilty. But he was home somewhere, sitting there, lady, you know, with his gin and his glass drinking. But he heard, you know, Cheryl Lee Ralph said, "What? I know she wasn't talking about me."
He's just an old bastard. And he really just need to sit down.
He's an old dirty bastard.
He just disgusting. He is disgusting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he does need to get it together. But that's really all I wanted to comment on. I really want to thank you for having me up. I enjoyed coming up and talking about everything that's going on in our society.
You made me forget. I wanted to ask Simone something.
What's that?
And I forgot when you called some old bastard. It just.
But if you remember, put it in the comments.
I'm trying to remember because it just slipped my mind when he said old bastard. I'm like, what?
He is an old bastard.
He is.
Thank you, Simone, so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Oh no! When I went to ask you, Simone, I remember.
Okay.
Me and my friend we were discussing about Black people and the reparations, right? Mm-hmm. And so we were looking into because he's looking into laws and how to go around the law. And I think it may be a loophole where Black people can sue America for mental anguish.
Well, here's the thing. I know that there have been families, white families, who were able to sue the United States government because they felt that they lost property unfairly during the Civil War. They were able to sue and reclaim the value of that property in today's times.
Yeah, because not being able to function due to being Black in America causes mental illness, and we have the oppression of slavery on us, and that can cause mental anguish and cause us not to be able to function,
that lawsuit
function properly. And it is, I believe, it can be a loophole where you can sue the United States because it was caused by them.
So these are my feelings. Right. So these are my feelings. You cannot heal in the house of your oppressor. I personally feel what we need to do is we need to go back to our homeland, Al-Kibulan, Africa, what is called Africa, remove all of the white people from there and heal. There is room for every Black person all around the world back in Al-Kibulan, what many call Africa. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can heal around your oppressors. And whatever reparations you may get, if you could ever get them, they won't do you any good.
Yeah, right.
They won't do you any good if you keep them here.
And right. And we can't continue to stay here, and especially with the lies that's being told, because we'll never be told the truth about the Americas, because this
never.
Where we're living at right now is not even America. we're in what they call the Americas, but it's not. This is our land. Mm-hmm. This is our land that we are in. Like, we're in our land, and they will never tell us the truth about our land, because this was Egypt as well, and they don't tell us that. And it's sad that people need to dig back, because when they find, and I can't wait till people find out everything they believed in was a lie. Everything was used to control and a lie, and it's going to be awakening and happening very soon, and it's going to make you a believer. We're going to see stuff that we ain't never seen before, that you thought you would never see in your lifetime.
Well, like I said, I don't feel that you can heal around your abuser, your oppressor, until you remove yourself from your abuser and oppressor's house. You cannot truly heal. If anyone that you knew was in an abusive relationship, you wouldn't say to them, just carve out a little piece of the house for yourself, just that one room, and make that yours. You know that won't work. So when it comes to reparations, when it comes to truly teaching history here in the United States, it gets down to this for me. You cannot heal around your abusers.
I agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well said.
Okay.
Simone.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I will see you later. And I love your show.
Thank you so much, Simone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right.
That is so true. We cannot heal around our oppressors. Like, how can we be free?
That's what I said. Good luck winning that lawsuit.
I said, but I was sure that we were trying to figure out ways, because like she said, we were looking at that case as well. How they sued for, like, the land wasn't even yours. Like,
we was all promised 40 acres and a mule, and we never got that. So we're just gonna move on to.
Well, I guess all our reparations went to the Ukrainians. That's
hey,
why
Nola.
The Ukrainians.
Family, how are
Hey,
you guys?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh, child, sipping on this wine.
What kind of wine you got? What you got?
I got some peach Moscato.
Is it Inez? Is it Inez? Is it Inez wine?
Not the Inez.
Listen, you already becoming in court disrespectful. And now you're going to be disrespectful when I'm coming in support of my siblings. That's so disrespectful. I don't think that I would buy Inez the wine. I wouldn't give Inez the wine to my worst enemy. I would not give it to a dog. I would not give it to a roach. You know what I'm saying? I would not give it to a New York rat. I would not give it to nobody.
The New York rat, they ain't drinking that. They're going to be like,
They would throw it away. They
would throw it away.
Like, no. So, oh, child, I don't know if I want to go messy or deep first. Messy.
I'm gonna make it easy for you. We could talk about the Tamar lying. We could talk about Judge Joe Brown being dirty.
No, we gotta get down. She gotta get down to and Rocky and them because Nola have some inside information. You know, Nola is very close to the case, so that's what Nola needs to get down and tell us about what's going on with Nola.
Oh, okay. So, you want me to spill the tea, girl?
Yes.
What tea?
The tea. Nola was close to the case.
So here is the tea. One of my subscribers reached out to me and said, "Hey, I think you need to talk to my friend." I said, "Why would I need to talk to your friend?" So she said, "Girl, my friend got a baby for Rocky." I said, "Girl, you lie." I said, "Girl, you lying." I said, "Well, I need to talk to your friend and I need to let your friend know." You know what I'm saying? Dear God, yes, that's how I was, Shady. That's how I was. I said, "My God, Jesus, my God in heaven.
My God today.
My God today." That is exactly what I said. Okay. So she said, I said, "Well, I need to talk to this lady." So I talked to this lady, and this lady said her and Rocky was together when they was in college, and they actually have a son. And the son is the same age as Lataco's son. And in fact, her son is 10 months older. And when I tell you this lady came on the FaceTime with me with the birth certificate with Edward Bivens' names on it, and I must say allegedly. She also FaceTimed me and showed me the child support order that he is in fact in defaulting. Okay, and on top of that, there was DNA testing done, and Lataco knows about all of this. I said, "Girl, well, what do you want me to do with this?" She said, "Well, I need to talk to my husband and I need to talk to my son." I said, "Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, Mo, and I think I talked myself out of an interview. Your life is about to blow up whether you know it or not, because you said that the mistress, aka Unique, and we ain't gonna call her no side chick, she was a girlfriend because that was her man, according to her. If you said this woman contacted you with a lease that Rocky got an apartment for her, then trust me, she gave Tasha K that phone. She got your information. Needless to say, the lady let me know last night that Tasha K had contacted her." So
why don't you do the interview before Tasha K do it? Because Tasha gonna do it.
Listen, let me tell you one thing for certain and two things for sure. I'm not Tasha K, but I ain't got it for real. So if Tasha K gonna pay her, girl, go ahead and get your Tasha K money. Because if
she want money. She want money.
No. She never asked for money.
She ain't gonna ask for Tasha K. Not gonna pay her.
She never asked for money. So if she ain't gonna pay her, then it's up in the air. But I literally, for my integrity, I wanted to let her know, one, when you do this, you're gonna blow your life up. Two, prepare your children for blowing your life up. And outside of the son you have with him, you have other children. You need to prepare them for what's coming down the pike, you being in the media and this, and the third. So she told me she was gonna talk to her family and get back to me.
Especially dealing with a fool like this, because he's gonna be calling her talking about the CIA.
Yeah, I think Nola, you should go ahead and do the interview and just say allegedly. Just say alleged. This is alleged.
Well, listen, I can do that, but when you have, because I told her we're not doing it. If you're not willing to give me the documentation to put up on the screen, you showed it to me via FaceTime.
Well, you could say that you saw the documents. And you verified the documents, but you can still say alleged.
Yeah, but I am one thing. I do this for fun.
She can't pay.
I do this for fun. So, but at the end of the day, fun to me is not ruining nobody's children's life.
True,
Mhm.
true.
I'm a mother first, so I need her to prepare her kids.
But
Because
we messy though. We like the
I mean,
mess.
I am messy. I
We
am.
We
messy.
are, but you know, the
Come on now.
children do
We
come
messy.
first. So if
But-
it's a way that,
They wasn't caring about the children when they was
but
laid
we
up
do.
with somebody's
They may
husband.
not care about the children,
They
but bring
wasn't caring.
send
Well, listen,
me
let me
the
tell you,
children.
this lady was with him during the college years prior to Lataco. He had her believing that they was in a long distance relationship because he had started working with the Aura to the Kelly. Okay. But when he was coming in town, he was blowing the bag on this lady. So it wasn't until after she got pregnant, him and Lataco got married, that she realized, oh, you two-timing me. So this
Wow.
wasn't a situation where him and Lataco this lady was with him first. And I also have information that child, it's other kids out there. So child, baby, why you saying you can't have no children?
Yeah, because he did make us. Yeah, I forgot about that as well. On when he did the phone call with Tasha K, he said he can't have children. So she asked, "Did you get a vasectomy or whatever like that?" He was like, "No, it's just I can't have children." So it sounds like a whole bunch of poppycock. It sounds like a lie.
But then let me tell you how he busted himself in a lie. Okay, he busted himself in a lie. Hey, Chris, he busted himself in a lie when he said to Tasha K, he can't have children no more because something is going on with him. His swimmers ain't swimming or whatever he wanted to allude to, or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Whether he got the snip or the marchers ain't marching. That's the story that he played to Tasha K. But then he also turned around in the same conversation to Tasha K and told him that him and Lataco was gonna take the baby from Unique. How y'all was gonna take a baby if your swimmers ain't swimming, sir?
If it ain't yours.
He was backpedaling and double talking all through that through the phone call. And I was like, this man been hanging in Chicago with them pimps by way of Detroit. Like
I want to know where he got his degree in Chicago, because I also have information that school he
got his degree on the corner of he got his degree in the back of the
school that he went to. He actually got kicked out of said Northern Illinois that he got on his Facebook profile. You got kicked out of that school. You beat your parents home to get your grades and enrolled in a junior college, and your friends was sneaking your ass in their dorm rooms at the college that you got kicked out of so you could have somewhere to sleep at night. Okay. Come to the front.
He graduated from the school of PIMP in the back of the Cadillac. So that's where he graduated from. Because
what's the appeal? What's the appeal? Why are all these women flocking to these ridiculous? No,
it's the gift or gab, and these women.
What is it?
Like the girlfriend, that's what we call her. No, the girlfriend was very gullible.
She's not the girlfriend. You're the mistress.
She was very gullible. Like she said, he was talking to her, whatever. And sometimes I don't know how they believe it. But my grandmother said, "Never, don't trust no man." My grandmother,
as the mistress, you have to take whatever he says at face value. You know, he gonna tell you what you want to hear.
But yes, this is what I'm saying. The man is first off, all right. He's in the record. He's in the entertainment business. That's number one. You know, they have the gift for gab. They know how to talk a good talk. That's number one. Number two, the man is married, so he can never be yours. That's number three. Why? Okay, now that you involved with this married man, why won't you protect yourself? You're going to get pregnant by this married man, right? And then number four, he's never leaving his wife. He's been telling you that he's been leaving. It should only take a year for you to get your life together in order for you to leave. Not even that someone should be messing around with a married man for a year. But if you're going to be slutty, and you are, if he didn't do what he needed to be done within the year and leave his wife for you, usually they don't. They're not leaving the wife for the side chick.
A lot of guys do that, is use the celebrity that they're working with to get women. I'm with Chris Brown's team. I'm with Kelly's team. I'm with so-and-so's team. They've been doing that for
out here using his 1992 credibility in 2023.
Lataco using it too to defend him. You know,
yeah, like he did this. What did you do, sir?
Nola, I think you should go ahead and release this tea. Go ahead in the name of Jesus. I'm gonna pray for you. Move forward. We just gonna say allegedly.
Hey, Ray.
And we just go. I feel like people love mess as much as they say that they don't. They'll tune in for the mess.
We do.
So
but you does tell them children.
If you got the exclusive, I would go ahead and put it out there and just well, you do what you want to do.
For
But
me,
don't let me get the tea. Don't let me get it.
for me, like I said, for me, I need to cover me because I know I ain't got it. Oh, he gonna get us some children. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get some children and some clothes. I'm renting. I don't even own my house. I rent my house.
Allegedly saves lives.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, you already don't have a relationship with your kid. Like I said, out of anything, I am a mother first. And once you put this information out there, there's no getting it back. Like once I put this out there, people are going to begin to look. And if he don't want to be found, if he don't want to say the things that he need to say about his daddy, that is my concern. Right. My concern ain't Rocket. My concern is the kid. Even though he's not a kid no more.
Ray said, "Do it, hell I did."
you know what I'm saying? That's my concern.
Yeah, that is true because you don't
but in this game you can't be nice. You gotta let the people know. Wendy Williams got on everybody's bad side.
But listen, let me tell you,
you can't be nice in this industry. Let
me tell you.
But you see where Wendy Williams and her foot is at today. Sometimes karma comes back to you, and a lot of things that Wendy did do was, and I understand getting the tea because I'm just as nosy as the next person. I'm nosy, and I want to know. Goddamn, I'm nosy. I want to know. I'm mad that I'd be the last to know. But the way she do certain things, like when she put out the information about Method Man's wife, like during her battle with cancer, that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of karmic energy that cosmically, and it happens to you. That may be why her foot is gray today.
But go ahead, Nola. You was trying to say something?
For me, it's all about one, my integrity. I always want to keep that intake for me, right? So that's why I say I need the information. So when people try to come at me and say, "Oh, you lying?" No, babe. Here the proof right here. Court stamp and seal. That's number one. And number two, the way Rocket want to be around here playing with people. Let me tell you something, baby. I don't know where Unique from. You know what I'm saying? But I understood this. You know what I'm saying? And everything I said, like, I don't record conversations, but I promise to God, everything that has come to pass, I've been talking to this lady since last week. Before Tasha K dropped the information about she had since and MASE can tell you since last week.
You was talking with Unique since last week?
Not Unique, the other lady. His first baby mama, allegedly.
Since last week. Prior to Tasha K even dropping the interview, dropping the clip that she was gonna do the interview with this lady. I've been talking to this lady since Lataco came out and said that there was no outside kids. That's how long I've been talking to this lady. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, my integrity, I need you to understand. If you want to do it, girl, we gonna roll with it. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna pay the shade room to go ahead and clip the interview. I ain't lying. I'm gonna do it because it'll make me a cute coin. But outside of making a cute coin, I need you to understand that you're about to blow up your goddamn life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they're gonna attack you as the person who's delivering the message,
right? And
just as much as they're attacking the person.
And listen, whatever. I don't
get it because I experienced it.
But the second part of it is this: Rocket likes to get and throw these idle threats at people, and I'm New Orleans for real. We're not about to do idle threats, my love. We're not about to do idle threats on my end, and I already know it's gonna get handled on both sides of my family because we don't rock like that, we don't roll like that.
Right? Don't get jumped.
That like me stepping in that water and knowing what he does, I need to make sure I have the proof because I know what's coming behind me. He threatened me. You know what I'm saying? And I care about the people in my family that I'm close to. I care about them enough not to send them in that water. Like it ain't gonna be nothing I can say if he come out online and say my name with any type of threat. It ain't gonna be nothing I can do to keep.
But he did it. He did it. You out here having relations with all these women, raw dog.
He did it, but I care about my people that I with. I care
about my because if he go the wrong way, you can't. You have no control of how your people react.
No control behind the people who move behind me. How they gonna act?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have all of that to think about. I have all of that to think about in the fact that I have my own children. And if anybody play with me about mine, it's going down.
I know Natasha really regrets even coming on the show at this point because a lot of times, and she may know what's going on. A lot of times the wife know, and as long as
she knows,
like a lot of times they do, they know. But as long as it's not no baby and no public embarrassment, they'll stick around and deal with it. So now you have babies allegedly and definitely public embarrassment. It's the same way when you put yourself like on Front Street a lot. You know, people dig up their pants.
I'd be surprised if she leaves him. I think she's gonna stick beside him.
Yeah, she's like, you saw her on the back. You know, she was riding on his back on the beach.
So bad.
They was playing 03 Bonnie and Clyde. She ain't going nowhere. You just saw her. She popped up. She ain't never been on that man back before in her life. And now she was on his back, and you know, they walking across the beach. He's trying to hold her up because her head is heavy. You know, it's not even her body no more, it's just her apple head heavy, you know, his back. And they's playing 03 Bonnie and Clyde, and she said she's a rider and he's a roller. So them together, how you gonna stop both us? You know, that's what, you know, they together forever. It's ride or die.
Switching gears, Nola, what do you think about the whole Tamar versus Kandi situation?
I think it's ridiculous. Ultimately, I think it's ridiculous. Like, what are y'all at y'all grown age, both of y'all? Right? At y'all grown age, both of y'all, it is what it is. Now, listen, I'm not mad with Kandi if I feel like me and you had squashed our beef and you came out here and you said nothing. Dude, don't come hug me talking about, hey, sis. No, girl, we ain't sis. And you sit out here and you try to make it seem like I'm a liar and this, that, and the third. You should have stayed your ass. Oh, I'm sorry. You should have stayed neutral. You feel me? You should have stayed neutral. Like, that's what you should have done. So I'm not mad about this, but all that extra back and forth, I feel like say much, do too much.
I like that.
That's a new name. We stealing it. We stole it. It's a new name.
I feel like Tamar do too much and she been doing too much, but I feel like it's her mom's fault because her mom been letting her get away with it by her being a baby. And it gives me very much that when you was little and your big sisters used to get on your behind, so to prevent you from being how you ought to day, your mama made them stop and you felt like you could get away with it. And what's happening to her today, that's why she's talking about, and our fans, I don't care if you believe it or not, girl, you know you care.
She do care.
Yeah, but you know, like to Tamar, I believe it goes really deeper than that, a little deeper than more, and the reason behind they allowed her to get away with a lot of things. I do believe when they was on the Ayana Fix My Life, she divulged that she was paid before. And
she lied so much, it's hard to believe anything.
The family were in agreement or whatever like that. And a lot of times when that happened to particularly maybe one child out of the group, a lot of times they tend to like let the child get away with a lot of stuff, you know, like to baby the child because the child's been through a traumatic event. And so they allow, and it just continues over into adulthood because it's a lot of her, like the attitude and the way she comes off and the stuff is a lot deep. And it seems to me, I think she needs, I don't know if she's in therapy, but maybe she needs to get some.
So you say this happened to you, but you got engaged to a man within 3 weeks that you about to bring around your child?
Well, she had David. Yes. Didn't she have David in the bed with her son, with her thick son? Or she had David in the bed with him?
The other guy? Barely knew him. She barely knew him
because ain't no man. Let me tell you something. No man comes around whatever. If I'm not with my husband, and my kids are, no man coming around my kid. Period. I mean, you have to tell me. We ain't no coming around my children. We ain't gonna even give it no room for that. I don't play that when I come to my kids. Like, nope.
But beyond that, I feel like Tamar exaggerated the situation, egged it on in the comments, attacking Kandi throughout the week, and I felt like you being a hypocrite because, like I said, you was on that talking about they was calling you a muppet, you was crying. That they was calling you a muppet, and now you bullying somebody else, like K. Michelle was bullying you, allegedly. So I just don't see it for Tamar.
Yeah, she shouldn't have called Kandi a billy goat. Now she's
even though she don't have the best voice, even though she may not have the best voice, Tamar, the last album that you had was good, was your first album. So, you know. Focus on
Child,
some new
to
music.
me, she's a demon from under the pits of hell. Next subject, what else y'all want me to comment on?
Let's talk about Takashi getting beat up in the LA fitness bathroom.
Let's talk about why he had on them booty shorts with that jacket.
Why did he have on the booty shorts?
How he wrapped his hair. Like,
Let me pull up the booty shorts. I didn't show the alleged.
He wrapped his hair after the fight. Like, is it still on? Is this thing on?
But I thought it was a woman in the room, but then it was Takashi. Let me see.
But it's so like after the fight, he had to make sure his wig was on. He was like, like y'all better not have loosened my wig.
Can I just say that was giving a little Jussie Smollett for me?
It kind of was. It kind of was. It better not been a Jussie.
So, you know.
Jussie said he was going to be the gay Tupac. He said he want the people to know that he fought back. He ain't no punk.
He was windmilling his legs. That's a windmill of the legs.
No, I'm talking about Jussie. Jussie,
like
when Jussie sat down with them African brothers, Jussie told them, really fight me because I want them to believe that this is real. Because I want to be the gay Tupac, and I'm gonna let the world know that I'm not no punk.
This is after the attack at the LA Fitness with his booty shorts on and his long weave with different colors in it. He was attacked in the bathroom by the Latin Kings, allegedly. Maybe he owed the Latin Kings some money. This is him flailing on the ground with his legs up, trying to...
Not flailing. Not flailing. Not flailing.
He was flailing on the ground. And they was, doing what they had to do in the bathroom. So this is the alleged...
But you got the video, the after fight, when he grabbed to make sure his weave was still attached. He was like, shoot, let me make sure my shit's still on.
Also him flailing on the ground, holding his weave. Cowering under the sink. He didn't even stand up, try to defend himself, But this is who y'all listen to. He's calling people into his music.
Dang, you know what? Oh, I gotta ask
him.
Where get the strap? Get the strap.
Legs
Did he make that remix with 50 Cent? Get the strap. Where was the strap?
Legs up in the bathroom with the booty shorts on, getting beat up.
I mean, I feel like this though. I'm gonna just be real. Them booty shorts with that jacket kind of it tickles me to my soul.
Oh, wait a minute, he looked chilly.
No, you're not chilly because it's giving summer, September, spring, summer.
Baby,
that's what it's giving.
He's looking chilly. He's looking like he's chilly.
Wait, hold up. Go back to the picture with him in the booty shorts with that jacket.
Sean said it's giving staged.
It's giving.
Some people are saying that
it's giving he's making his acting debut. It's giving he's trying to be a lesbian and a lesbian.
It's giving Michelin Man on the top, meatball, toothpick on the bottom, because the top and the bottom of the body don't match. That's what it's giving.
It's giving real bulky up top, but just bulky.
I think it's the jacket that makes it look bulky up top.
Yeah, it's the bulkiness, but it's a little leg,
but
like
it's
he's
the little swim shorts. I don't know if he was like...
He looked chilly down below. He looked like he's cold. Like
he was probably on the treadmill working out his legs or something, but those are the people...
He shouldn't be working at that top because the legs need to make the top. But
he want to tilt over.
You see him grabbing his hair like, did they touch my
hair? That's not saying he's like, he got to make sure it was still in because that's how you do. You got to make sure like did a track come out because once you grip it, you can feel like if all your tracks is in, you can feel if one's missing. He was like, I make sure all my tracks is in.
And then you got the people looking at you. They're just looking at you. They're not trying to help you. They're just looking at you.
But he walked out real tough, but ended up in a hospital. But you left.
Look at him.
The next scene.
This is him walking away from the.
This is not funny. We should not be laughing at this.
I don't care. I honestly, I can be honest and just say that I don't care that this happened. It just.
Wait, what you gonna say? He said he was in the sauna.
He wasn't in the sun. This is the bathroom.
But he was steamed up. He was, getting his steam.
He may have been in the sauna earlier, but this is in the bathroom.
I'm gonna say this though, regardless, even though I do not like that young man.
Yeah, this is wrong. This is wrong.
I don't know what music he make. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like it was bound to happen. I mean, you put a lot of people in jail, and this is what you get.
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. I'm surprised that it took this long. The way that he was walking around for it, somebody didn't do this. Just
they had to wait for the story to die down.
Just on the street culture alone, because I thought like when he got out and he was like walking around or whatever, I'm like he better walk around with security, because a lot of times it'd be other people trying to chase clout and will attack him. And he was walking around like everything was all good, and I was like, wow,
I just feel like regardless of what, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what you feel, if nobody has done nothing to you, you don't have the right to put your hands on nobody.
Don't be snatching people weave in the bathroom.
But that's just a general.
He came out the sauna. He just came out the sauna.
But in the sauna, don't you wear like just a towel? Like, am I confused? Don't you just wear just a towel?
He was trying to lose his top part.
I don't go in there.
He was trying to make sure his top part slimmed down, so he had all that stuff on the top.
This is him allegedly trying to use his legs to cover his hair, as the incident was taking place.
It was in the mid flailing. It was a
that was mid flail.
We gotta stop this because this is not right.
So we're not advocating for
violence. We do not control jumperization.
We don't advocate for violence on the Mace and Shady show, but we will laugh at it if we choose to. But
now I'm saying sometimes violence is necessary, but not all the time. If you could, talk your way out of it, I wish it was some way that he could.
Nola, what do you think about Cheryl? What do you think about Cheryl Lee Ralph? And her interview.
Bull should have stopped sipping on whatever sauce he was sipping on and shut the hell up, because she never said a name, and you just
never said it
yourself. And so you talking about you gonna sue, sir? What are you gonna sue for? Because she never named you.
And it is crazy. Like, this woman, Cheryl Lee Ralph, does not strike me as a liar. You understand what I'm saying? She doesn't strike me as a woman that just makes up things. You understand? Like, and for you to get out there and throw your name in the ring and no one even said your name, sir, you are making yourself look extra guilty. And then by threatening her to sue, like, you're doing the same thing like she said you did. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're already trying to shut her down before she say anything. Because my thing with Cheryl was like, put a name on it, because I'm tired of women still protecting these men. Because when you don't say their names, you are still inadvertently protecting.
She did not say him, so he can't really say that in court that she defamed me.
Right. So what are you suing? But you're trying to threaten her. That's an intimidation tactic. For her to not even say this man's name and you to put out there, oh, I'll sue you. And his voice. You was trying to intimidate her. You're trying to intimidate her to shutting up. That's an intimidation tactic. And that's what he was trying to do. And like I said, and I'm tired of these women, if you're going to speak on it, put a name on it. And what did Evelyn Braxton say? If you're not going to leave your man for cheating, let him cheat in peace. Like, let him S8 in peace if you're not going to put a name on it, ladies. And once you bring out these, say their names so people be able to pull them out.
It's a good idea that she did not say his name.
I'm glad she didn't, because he said he's going to sue her, and now he doesn't have a case because she never said his name, so you can't sue. So you a judge, sir, so you should know that. I'm just a lawyer on Nola Reed's channel. I just play one on YouTube, and I know that. You can't sue. You can't sue a person. They didn't say your name. You're threatening her. That was an intimidation tactic. You was just throwing it out there like, witch, shut up, because I'm threatening you. That was a threat.
But everybody can see Joe doing that. He is a dirty.
First of all, he a real judge. I thought he was just a TV judge like me.
No, he's a real judge.
He's a real judge.
You thought he's a TV judge like you know that?
Right, yeah. I ain't take him serious as no judge.
Right.
Jerry Springer is a TV judge. Jerry Springer don't have the real judge credibility.
Yeah, but this man is a judge. Oh,
and he's been a judge for a long time. But
and for him to even throw out there that he were, like I said, I don't know if we need to check him for dementia.
He's a modern day R. Kelly, allegedly, because there's a lot of incidents that I've heard of personally.
Right. And I've heard the same thing.
This is not the only one.
This is not.
Talking about I'm gonna sue for defamation.
And he that guilty himself. You put your name in it. You just made yourself look so guilty, sir. You made yourself look really guilty. And as a judge, for you to come out and sit there and use this intimidation tactic on Cheryl Lee Ralph when she didn't even mention your name, sir, you made yourself look very guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
You did a whole rant about it. And a whole rant. So
you should have just shut up and not say nothing. She didn't say nothing. Shut up.
But Nola, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
My final thoughts. I'm gonna say this. Where is Tamika money? Where is Tamika money? And if y'all getting millions of dollars off of the shows that Rocky managing to get y'all, meanwhile he not managing to get himself his own personal check, according to his wife Latako, I'm gonna need y'all to manage to get y'all mama a new shake and go wig. Get her that 2023 shake and go, and not that 1994 shake and go.
Mm-hmm. Right, I'm gonna need to get her what lace, some Outre what lace, or the hair melts. Or the little the blended wig.
Some older people don't care about their hair. They don't really care like our generation care about their
hair. No, but you gotta care. If you put a wig on like that,
my mama wouldn't have got on TV with that wig.
Right. They one way or another. They pick it up off the floor and pick it up and put it back on. Dust it off, pick it back on.
But I'm like, Mama, I want to sing. Mama, I don't want to sat you on
Mama
TV.
Dearest, because allegedly she was receiving benefits from Tamika's check as well, allegedly. So who knows where that money has went? It could have went to the Mistress.
I don't know where the money has went.
They had a video clip allegedly where the money had went. They did go back and they played the video clip where Tamika was stating that she was in church with her mother. And her sister and the mother and the preacher said he would like to thank, for this gracious donation. Come to find out that it was her donation. And that she donated and she didn't even know. She was like, wait a minute.
I'm sure they didn't donate the whole check. I'm sure they did donate.
It wasn't the whole check, but Mama was down to the church donating in the name of
like a big wig, in the first one in the offering line, acting like she got all the money. When he called for $1,000 offering, you first went like you got it. That's how church people do. I'm the first one, so I definitely got it.
I can't wait till I start my church.
Next, I don't know.
I know, God. With that being said, I'm gonna go back down to the.
I cannot wait till I start my church.
Y'all, I really just came up. I ain't even come up here to spill no tea.
But thank you for coming.
Thank you for spilling it, because Nola been holding that in for a while, and I've been holding it in for a while because. I was like, I'm waiting for Nola to let it loose.
But thank you for spilling the exclusive on our channel. We appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome, child. You're welcome. I love y'all.
Love you, Nola.
Down to the comments, honey.
Love you too. And make sure y'all go check out All Rise. And
yes, go check out everything. Barb, she has World of Reads with Barb Meets World.
Make sure you check that out as well. All Rise is on Thursdays. Thursday nights.
Yes. And
we'll be back on Tuesday for another review of Queens of R&B, the messiest show on TV right now. Queens of R&B. So
before we leave, I want to shout something out real quick. Did anybody check out Swarm on Prime, on Amazon Prime? Did you watch it, Shady? Since you love Beyonce so much, I thought
they came out and said that the actors came out and said that it's not about Beyonce.
Lies. I watched it. I watched the whole. I watched
about Beyonce.
Let me tell you, Naja is Beyonce.
Everybody keep asking me, have I watched it? Just because they know I like Beyonce. Have you watched it? But they said that it was not about Beyonce.
No, I watched it because as soon as I watched the first 3 episodes, that's when I inboxed you and was like, you got to watch this show because it's about the girl. It's about the fans. The fans are called killer bees.
Well,
the girl name is Naja. The girl is doing like Afrocentric, like Renaissance type things. The girl got bit in the face. One of the bit in the face. She got bit in the face. She's married to another a music person, and her fans are crazy.
What's going with that Sanaa
about Beyonce? It's loosely based.
Y'all still on that Sanaa Lathan rumor about that she bit Beyonce in the face?
But it's so funny because the way they have it set up, like, please just go watch Swarm.
I'm gonna watch it. But
it's a horror. It's like supposed to be horror movie, but it's like artistic because she's killing people. Like, she's like a super fan. She's like more of a fan than you, Shady, because if people say they don't like Naja, off with their head, she's taking them out. She's taking the people out if they don't like Naja. And it sounds a lot like Beyonce fans. So
y'all be making it seem like Beyonce fans are crazy. I don't think Beyonce.
No, watch the show. Watch the whole watch it. The scene was in the beginning. It was like a slight sex scene with Dim Sum and Chloe Bailey, Dim Sum. But it was like it wasn't all that. The sex scene wasn't crazy. I think the other young lady that was the main actress, she did a great job. She did a really good job. It's like a psycho thriller, like one of those psycho thriller movies, but it's really good. But it is loosely based on Beyonce. They know what they were doing.
Everybody keeps telling me to watch it because they know I like Beyonce, but they said it wouldn't be about Beyonce. But
it is. Once you watch it, you're gonna be like this ain't nothing but a scam that Beyonce set up to bring down to us with the BS.
Because
like it's Beyonce, like
real cool.
No, but I think it's Danny Glover. I think she knows that it's loosely based on her. And she's probably taking it as a joke because it is funny. It's making fun on how her fans are.
It's a horror.
It's a psychological thriller. It's comedic because it's like taking a play on, you know how Beyonce friends, the Beehive will go crazy. If you say something about Beyonce, they flooding your timeline and going crazy. It's like a fan that takes it to the next level. This woman, Naja, Beyonce, is a superstar. She's really a big fan of her. So when somebody say, "Oh, we don't like Naja's whack," she didn't try. She took them out, and so then
unalive.
Yeah, she unalived them. She took them out, and she was just, she started like spiraling out of control. Like she was like wrapped up. She was so much of a fan of this person, she started spiraling. She ate and slept her. Like it was like everything about her. Like if you say you don't like her, she's look side-eyeing you and coming back for you later. It's like she had like attachment syndrome. Like she was attached to her sister, her adopted sister, which was Chloe. And when that didn't work out, whatever like that, and because they all liked this Naja person as a kid, but Chloe grew up. So when she grew up, she was like, look, I'm not that into Naja no more. So she's looking at her like, why? This is what we do. We're into her. So, and she just stayed in that place, like for the rest of her life, to where she was like trying to get tickets to a concert that was very expensive. It's Beyonce. The story is about Beyonce. And I think she knows it. She probably laughed about it.
I'll definitely check it out and thank you so much for bearing with us tonight and hanging with us tonight. Make sure y'all like the video. Girl. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, share the video, subscribe to our channel. Mace, do you have anything else to say before we close it out?
No, I'm just making sure my tracks is here, like 6ix9ine.
6ix9ine might have lost a few.
I got to make sure, all my tracks is here, like 6ix9ine.
It was definitely a messy night. It was fun. It was entertaining. We talked about the topics. Thank you, Simone LaBouche and Nola, for coming on and sharing your opinions. We will be back on Tuesday.
I love you too, sure. Everybody's entitled. We gonna have our opinions.
Everybody has their opinions. We all talk our smack on here. So once again, thank y'all. We love y'all. Make sure y'all like the video. It's free. Go ahead and like the video, and we will see y'all back on Tuesday.
And please check out that Swarm so I can find out, next Saturday that y'all watch it.
All right, we sure will. And thank you guys, and have a great night.